shoulder. You got a picture me. Send me calling. Ready for war like Korea. Headlining shows out in Poland. You should be cleaning my mansion. My peasants disgusting. Why don't you act like a Hoffman and go get to dustin'? Yeah, latex on my. Go clean my crown. You can hear the haters from way up here. They don't make a sound. Money goes on these. White paint on my toes. When I send a new bay alert, gonna be mad. Jumping in the bed, then I switch to the ghost like who's you? Remember this face, cause I'm that you gon' lose to. Dripping in ice, you looking at you. It's squad goals win. Are you pretty like no, no?
I never did anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's the truest about it. I made me some rest in the morning, I had me up by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a sis by the morning, I got on a meat, no pneumonia, the rats keep me up on the podium, I had a in my shoulder, you got a picture, jumping in the bed with 2 dark teeth, man, who's you? My shawty pulling up with a real bad, you too, dripping my swag.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. For the first time with Alvin Kamara. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Protect yourself, baby. Nowhere. All day, baby. Good stuff.
He'll drop to throw. He's got a man open. It's Cameron Meredith. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches, so as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Leopard!
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Here we go now.
Back to the ground, it's Kamara. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
3-19. Detroit. Gone.
They'll set up to throw, and Josh Hill has it. And he's brought down. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 at a 1st down. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far.
Set. Green 39. Detroit 39.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. On the check down, he finds Kamara. Oh, and now he bowls him over. It's a gain of 5, and it'll make it a 2nd down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Back to throw here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Opening drive fumble, and the 4 miscues that they had last week. 4 turnovers, Charles. So this is a bad trend.
And, Brandon, you and I both know that they didn't just ignore what happened last week. They focused on it, tried to get better. And when it happens here again in this game, the head coach is going to see that as a direct reflection on his message to the team, and it's not sinking in.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a handoff, running off, tackle right. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big 30-yard play on third.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. In for the score. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude, because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The tight end, Josh Hill, was the target. And now it's second down.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And down he'll go at the 25. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
They'll drop to throw. Throwing the comeback route. He's got the hook up to Thomas. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. But there's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball?
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
They're going to look to throw. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. His throw incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. Third down here. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Set. 3-19.
He'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
To throw, Mayfield. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Mayfield. He's going to loft one deep left side here. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Sheldon Richardson able to drop him for a loss of a couple. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
4 down, 4 down. Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. 23 yards on the play.
Nice idea, nice concept there. Line him up on the left side of the formation, let him sneak his way across, coming back underneath, put it in his hands, let him get a few more yards after the catch, too.
Great way to utilize a tight end on the drag route. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football.
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This throw caught right around the 6. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's...
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. Lutt's good on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. And the Vikings now heading on to the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. On 3rd down, Mayfield being chased out left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by a former first-round pick, Patrick Robinson. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Now Kamara. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. To play in a tightly contested first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. Oh, design run for their wideout. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now back to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, they're slinging it. And then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown, out of his reach, and incomplete. Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Now this is fielded in the end zone. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with third down coming up. And the Saints signal for another timeout, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The Vikings on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. From the gun, Mayfield. And he's able to find Diggs. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Mayfield on first down. Left side caught by Diggs. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. A first down throw for Mayfield. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Mayfield. It's complete to Diggs. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. And before they can run this third down play, we're going to get a timeout, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. The Saints with an extra defensive back here on third on the field.
Could they blitz?
Mayfield. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Ryan Quigley now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is taken at about the 14. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
They go play action here on first down. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, he tried to get rid of it. Pressure was coming right in his face, and it turned out to be a bad thing.
And it's so easy to be critical of him in that spot. When you have all those people bearing down on you, probably his last thought was just get rid of the ball. Give them what they want. Unfortunately, he gave it to them too well. Picked it off, ran it back for a touchdown.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They'll throw now on the final play. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. Space to maneuver at the 40. And finally down at the 36-yard line. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Here we go now. 3-19. Detroit. 3-19. Watch him now, Barney.
Mayfield now. This is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play.
Watch him now, Barney.
Now they try the right side here. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game.
Leopard. Gun.
2nd down, Mayfield. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing, Mayfield. He can run for it, and he will. Opted to run for it. The decision, a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Under the category of obvious, you hate giving up a first down on 3rd and long. And somehow, he finds his way downfield and picks it up.
If you look at the coverage defensively, oh, this is great, but no one accounted for him at the quarterback spot.
At some point, you actually have to tackle it and get it.
And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Carlson on for the PAT. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. He'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. So they've been unable to capitalize on a great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now. 3, 9, 10.
Play fake. Mayfield. His pass caught at the 4. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Detroit! Detroit!
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. He's going to get it running right. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. I don't care if you're taking it in round 1, you're undrafted, whatever. As a rookie quarterback in this league, you're going to have games where you face adversity like this.
Lessons. All the time you're going to face these lessons. The key for this guy is, will he be able to bounce back in the next one? Because right now, this has not been his game.
Gone!
He'll drop to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. T.J. Green with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Carlson now to add the extra point. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. Dances by him. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give him a chance of...
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Sheldon Richardson in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? I mean, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors there they have to look at to try and help out. But you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Looking left sideline, incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And that'll bring up second down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Rashard Robinson with a pick. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 15.
Detroit!
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Flushed out right. That's caught inside the 20. And they do get him out of bounds finally, but the damage is done. A big hitter on what proves to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They come out here in the I. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Now, this feels like old-school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
So that's one you almost never see at this level. A wobbler from very short range, and it winds up no good.
All right, Brandon, if he slipped or someone got a hand on it, then I can understand it, but it's almost like he heard a whistle or something that stopped his swing. A very strange result, especially for an NFL kicker.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. A big play there on the catch and run. 57 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that and have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on second and goal.
Gun! 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 Watch it now, Barney! Gun! 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 Here we go. Green!
Back to throw here. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And he is all the way up past the 25. Thomas, the intended target. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Mayfield from the gun on third down. Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. Give him 35 yards there on the third down conversion.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Gun! 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 Everyone's got 4 down.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Minnesota, it took a while, but they finally get that first win after 4 straight losses. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Oakland to take on the Raiders. Meanwhile, for the Saints, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Carolina Panthers. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Okay, you got it. Good.